Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're into the quarterfinals of the Go4SC2 monthly finals. We've got another ZvP coming up. This time, it is a second round best of 3, and it's gonna be exciting. Spawning to the top right as the yellow Zerg player, going for the double extractor trick on the single extractor. Representing Alien Invasion, we have Golden. And to the top left, his opponent, the green Protoss. He plays for ESC, none other than JackO. I am a very excited caster because the monthly finals of Go4SC2 really let us see some of the best players who compete week in, week out in weekly events and also in bigger events really battle it out for a regular prize pool. And it's something which is far too often overlooked. These weekly and obviously monthly tournaments which don't have the headline writing thousands and thousands of euros worth of money. But 600 euros on the line, and the winner of this best of 3 is guaranteed some money. If you win the quarterfinals, you just get into the semi-finals. Even if you go out there, you will still get yourself at least 75 euros, which is good for an evening's work. Win a semi-final, you're guaranteed at least 150 euros, and if you win the whole thing, 300. That's some good times. For the moment, we're seeing Golden open hatch pool. A very greedy play up against this gate expand from JackO. And while it is a bit greedy, it's not crazy. It's a perfectly legitimate build order to go up against a Protoss player who's gateway expanded. JackO, though, could be about to mix things up hugely. Is he seriously going to take the gold as his expansion? This would be an amazing response. He hasn't even scouted his opponent. Little does he know that it's a hatch pool build. He's just sitting there and going, do you know what? I want the gold versus Golden. Because, yeah, this is good times. I was going to say, because YOLO, but in a best of 3, you don't only live once. You live at least twice. So, it wouldn't really be applicable. Kind of awkward now. Anyway, this is all good for JackO. He's going to sneak that through. Golden has not a clue. He comes over with this Overlord. If the Overlord comes down to the natural base, he might sit there and go, hang on. What's going on here? He's only got 1 gas, so he can't be doing any sneaky proxy stuff. And, well, there's nothing else too scary going on. But actually, Golden hasn't gone down, as far as I saw, to check whether the natural is being taken. JackO also moving out now with his probe, adding in 4 additional gates. So he's going up to 5 gates worth of pressure. Golden is going to see this probe pool. This should allow him to work out, okay, another base has been taken, most likely the gold. And he's ready to intercept. A Zealot should be able to clean this up. Only 2 lings isn't going to be terrifying. But Golden now completely aware of what his opponent's doing. And this build is going to be ridiculously hard to stop. It's going to be a lot of Zealots. We know that because there's only 1 gas. Golden's confirming that now. But it's with 5 gates rather than 4 due to the added mineral income from this gold. It's going to be a lot of Zealots. The Roach Warren has to come down very quickly for Golden. He needs that now, basically. Needs to start making a lot of Roaches. Spines are not a bad decision. And a lot of Lings going to be forced. This is some big warpins coming, and it's going to be a hard defense for Golden. That added gold income massively making a difference to what JackO can do here. It's a risky play. Quite all in, considering there's no second gas. He hasn't got an easy transition, so he has to deal some good damage. Taking out the 3rd really is the minimum. Nice play here by Golden. Sniping off that proxy pylon was a beautiful move. It means that reinforcements get delayed. Golden not allowing that happen again though, but he's taking damage back at home. Pylon getting taken down, no complete wall off, and these speedlings actually doing a magnificent job of dismantling what JackO has back at home. And with the roaches coming out, all Golden for the most part, has to do here is not die. If he can buy himself some time for these roaches, that means that the Zealots will get taken out pretty efficiently. All 3 hatches are still up, and Golden is slaughtering the main base. A few Zealots getting warped in there. JackO going with some emergency damage control, able to pick off most of these Lings now. But it's still been a very interesting early game, where Golden, in my opinion, has lost less. He hasn't had to take as many gambles. He has stabilized. He's lost more resources overall, but only by a fractional amount. He's got better tech, and he hasn't lost any of his hatches. Whereas JackO lost power to this for a long time, which means his warp gate tech, while it's done, obviously isn't affected, but he's not got any tech off the back of that. And he's now having to contend with a big push coming out from Golden. This is a good number of roaches. And while the Golden base is relatively well defended, these roaches and Lings are going to get very scary. Stalker's trying to engage now. One gets sniped off very quickly. The roaches are going to face off against the Zealots very effectively. But JackO, if he doesn't stop this, if he allows this gateway to fall, he's going to be running into some serious issues. There's no force field on that sentry yet. That means that the Lings and the roaches have free entry into the main base. But Golden playing it very aggressive. He's pumping out more units, not droning. He has gone up to 34 drones. But this push now no longer has enough force to actually punch through. JackO's got out a significant number of gateway units because of this bonus income from the gold base. And that means that now Golden being forced to retreat. Still pumping out more roaches at the moment though. Getting ready to move in with the Zerglings, but with the gateway getting reconstructed, the wall off is again completed. More gases now being taken by JackO, going up to 3. The second one of the main base not yet taken. Golden still opting to pump out more units as opposed to getting out any more drones. And that's because of the pressure JackO is now applying. He didn't lose any production. And as a result, he's still got a solid income and a decent number of units. The Stalker's working through these roaches. A couple more wouldn't go amiss, but just not the gas for it at the moment. The Zealots having to face up against these roaches in a very close-up position. Not ideal for JackO. But more reinforcements coming through for the Protoss player. His army melting to this number of Zerg forces. And while the Stalkers are doing an okay job, the roach numbers and the reinforcing Lings should be able to shut all of this out. Still, Golden in a good spot. JackO doesn't have anything other than gateway tech, and if Golden is able to build up a solid army, a solid foundation, that critical mass of units, JackO won't have any way to break it long term. And already we see Golden feeling confident, squeezing in a couple of drones now, and with those drones coming through, he's just compounding his lead, taking out all of these Stalkers. A couple of Zealots warping in, but with so many roaches and so many Lings, they're not going to last very long at all. The pylon being ignored and the push coming through. JackO should be able to hold for a while, especially against this smaller group of units, if he wants to. But long term, considering we're 30 minutes into this game, he's going to have a massive uphill battle. A few force fields go down there, buying a bit more time. The roaches still within range of the pylon though. Snipe off that wall off, allowing the Lings to get through. More force fields, not on the cards. The energy completely drained of those sentries. A couple of Zealots still fighting through, still trying to get more damage done. But JackO having to contend with more units, more reinforcements, and it's not looking good for him. Golden applying so much pain now. GG is called, and Golden takes game number 1 of this best of 3.